Alrighty, traders. Welcome. We are live, aren't we? We are fantastic. Alrighty, traders. Welcome to another edition of Market Update Time. Yes, I am live. Fantastic. In today's session, guys, I'm going to give you guys a bit of a market update. Easy, Tiger. So in this session, guys, I'm going to give you guys a market update on what's going on right now in the markets. And also, is this the start? The title of this session, obviously, is this the start of the downturn, basically, or another leg down? So let's actually we'll continue to go through. We'll have a look at all these all of these. Man, I can't talk this morning. For all of these, we'll have a look through all the. Am I live? I am live, aren't I? Yeah, we are. All right, fantastic. I just can't see, which is present to everyone. Is that? Yeah, we're live. Okay, cool. All right. I just can't see or something on my end anyway, which is weird. Anyway, that's okay. Let's get straight into it, guys. Let's get straight into a bit of a market update and see what's going on right now in the markets. Before I do start, guys, let me start off with the typical disclaimer, and that is, do not place a trade based on what you're seeing in this session today, because trading is risky and it can cause substantial financial loss. And you know, there's no guarantees of making money in the market. So be smart about the way that you're trading these markets. Alrighty, guys. So let's actually continue on here now. Let's actually continue on and let's have a look at the markets right now. Let's actually see what's going on right now in the markets. So the thing that I want to look at with these markets is this. Okay, so the first thing I do see is I noticed that the first thing what's happened today, we had a bit of a down day today, didn't we? So the down day today, as you can see, it came down. It's sort of closed back within my channel through here. So this could just be another little bit of a dip to the downside. We haven't really got a change in momentum. For me, the change in momentum is going to come from a close below my trend line here, which is roughly around the 24,700 level, roughly around there. So, excuse me. So that's basically what I'm looking at there. You can see how we're still stuck in this range here. So we haven't got that tip over yet. So, you know, there's no volume coming in either today as well too. So the momentum hasn't shifted yet. We're still slowly going through this process here, and we could still get another update from here. So that's basically what I'm looking at through on the Dow Jones. On the S&P 500, same sort of thing as well too. So on the S&P 500, we just came back down to the bottom of this trend line. We basically got an equal close to a couple of days ago as well too. But the momentum change for me, once again, is a close below this 2,680 level. That's what the momentum change for me looks like, or is, should I say. And that's basically what I'm looking at there. Looking at the NASDAQ as well too. The NASDAQ, what's happening today with the NASDAQ? Just a little bit of a down day, but you can see it wasn't a strong down day or anything like that. So this could just be some sort of a slowing of momentum. We haven't got a strong momentum shift in the market yet. So when we're looking at these markets here, nothing is saying that we're likely to start shifting to the downside just yet. Meaning momentum really hasn't started to shift yet. We're still getting these small bars coming up through here, right? We want something that's going to be a bit more dominant, which is mean a lot more of a red candle and that's what we're going to see through there. Looking at the other markets here. So firstly, let's start with the Russell 3000. I do see how the first thing I do see is I can see, like with the Russell 3000 and with the other indices, we have been going up very, very, very weakly, very weak though. You can see all the small candles going up. So that tells me that any solid red candle could could potentially see a lot more follow through as well too. And same for the Russell 2000, same sort of thing as well too. It's not looking strong at all. We're just getting these weak candles moving up, even though momentum's been to the upside. We're still getting these very, very, very weak candles to the upside. It hasn't been very strong, like bam, 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 bam type of action. So we're getting, again, it's sort of very, very, very weak there in the markets. One thing we're also looking at as well too is looking at the transportation average. This is actually looking quite weak. Once again, we can see that we actually had, if I bring up my lines through here, you can see how we had this high. This was a lower high, a lower low through here. Then we had another lower high. So, and as you can see, look how weak this move has been. We haven't had strong movement up. So, so this is actually looking very, very, very weak right now. Now, momentum hasn't shifted yet, but it's this rally through here could easily be creating some sort of another lower high before we start to see another down leg. So the momentum hasn't shifted yet, but looking at this here, this is actually looking quite weak. You can see, right? Look at this big, strong selling. And look how we've been going up, right? But you can see how it's just slowly been going up in the markets here. So transports is actually looking quite weak as well too, as in like the overall setup here. So it wouldn't take much for this thing to go through another leg down. But not yet. The market hasn't shifted yet. So I don't know if the market's going to go down tomorrow or whatever, but we're not getting that shift in momentum, not just yet anyway. If I take everything off the screen, yeah, there's nothing really here to say that momentum has started to shift on there. So let's go have a look at the silver and gold price right now. So silver, actually, let's go to the SLV. So if I bring up my trend line stuff through here, you can see how what's basically going on through here. We had this higher low, and now we could potentially be making another higher low through here. So it'll be really interesting to see if it does hold here and we continue rallying up. If we do, then silver's looking pretty strong. And also what's happening right now as well too, we're still getting the GLD price is actually still looking very, very strong as well too. You can see we've had higher lows and higher highs all the way up. This where my green arrow is, we had a nice rally up, created a high. This could be some sort of lower high, a higher low through here, and we still could continue up through here. So the trend is definitely very strong. If you see my moving average as well too, look how strong that moving average is. Meaning, like, look at the direction of that 52. Very, very, very nicely pointing up. We have a lot of momentum on the upside on the GLD price. So definitely we have that short term anyway. Short term, we're getting a lot of short term gaining and strength through there. Looking through the SIL, we actually had a little pop back up here through here, a little sideways movement, and it looks like we're trying to go through a bit of a pullback right now. And what I call a time phase, which is very, very volatile. We had this nice move up, and now we're just going sideways through here. And that's basically what's happening right now. And so it's definitely building a lot of energy. It'll be really interesting to see what happens through here. It's not a change in trend. We may get a bit of a pullback out of here, but we have now, it looks like the market is starting to form a nice new upward trend. So I wouldn't be too surprised if we saw a bit more volatility out of this thing through here, which is building a lot of energy. And then we're now likely to see probably another move. But we'll let the market tell us that. We're just going through another move through there. The SILJ, sort of same thing as well too. On there, the problem is that we're still getting these lower highs on this weekly chart here. So you're stuck in the short term. Looks like it's gaining a lot of strength on the short term, but that weekly chart still could be getting ready to roll over as well too. If I look at the GDX, the GDX is actually looking really, really strong, right? Higher low, less than 50%, nice gap up, nice run. Now we're having a nice pullback through here. Notice this pullback here once again is what? It's sort of weak, right? We're not getting strong red candles. We're just sort of getting a slow sideways movement, aren't we? That says that we've got strong buyers, weak sellers. So if this continues and we get another break up, this could be getting ready to go for another run. And also the GDXJ as well too. Higher low, less than 50% retracement, and now the market runs up. We're getting a pullback through here. got a bit of a red candle through here, a bit of solid red candle. So that'd be really interesting to see how this plays out. You know, in the markets here. We do have a retracement level coming into play. So I would say probably this level through here, we're likely to find a bit of support around this 50 to 60% level through there. Looking at things such as, if I go to say oil, if I go to oil and I look at oil, I can actually see oil is actually looking really, really weak. You can see how we had this nice move down through here, and now we're just getting a slow. Notice how, if you look at the angles, right? Look at this here. If we look at the angles of the market here, and you'll be able to see what I'm talking about here when we're talking about angles, is if you draw, if I get a trend line through here. Oh, don't worry about me, guys. I'm just laughing at the software. It always comes up with that. Anyway, if you look at the angle, if you look at the angle from there to there, and then you look at the angle from here to here, see how this angle of this down move is so much steeper overall than this move up. This is like a slow move up. This is like a strong move down, isn't it? So that's basically what we're looking at there. That's basically what we're getting through there in the markets. And so that's what's happening right now in the markets and where we're moving forward towards. So I wouldn't be too surprised if once we start to break momentum. Now, momentum for me on oil is a close below 52. If we get a close below 52, then I wouldn't be too surprised if we see a challenge of the lows through there. Looking at things such as UUP, which is the US dollar. The US dollar, once again, is still it's looking very it's a sideways action. But what's been happening recently? We're still getting what? We're still getting this. This is actually a higher low. And this is a low. So this is actually a higher low. And now we're getting a high. And now it looks like it's trying to break up. Even though we're getting a decrease in volume on the UUP, which is the US dollar I'm looking at, this actually still looks like it's getting ready to, to run to the upside. So that's basically what we're looking at, through there. It looks like we're getting ready to have a nice move up, in the markets. Yeah. How are the charts, guys, for you? Are the charts okay? Or are they blurry? Something's not. Let me see if I can see on my end here. Start. Huh. Yeah, I'm not sure why that is. Change your video quality. Charts look good to me. Okay, cool. All right, guys. Thanks for that. Thanks for that. It does look pretty. Yeah. Okay. All right. I'm not sure why, but yeah. Okay. Cool. All right. Cool. Let's just go there. All right, so that's basically what we're looking at through there. A few of the stocks that I'm looking at, or a few of the stocks, guys, that I'm looking at, like JP Morgan. The first thing I see with JP Morgan is what? If you look at this here, we had a major high, a lower high. We had this low through here. We had this major lower low through here, and now we had this sort of major high low through a lower high through here. And it looks like we're trying to start to get a bit of down movement out here. So we are still getting, look at this here, the sellers are still low in the prices, getting all these small little bars. So if we get it like a nice strong bar on this one here, then it does look like the market will start to get a lot more downside on here. Let me see if I can do something here. Yeah, I can see on your end that looks pretty blurry, doesn't it? That's really weird. Anyway, so that's basically what I'm looking at there, guys. I can really see something's weird today. I don't know what it is with this here, but that's basically what I'm looking at there on JP Morgan. So And then we'll go back to the Dow Jones. Let me see if I can. All right, well, there we go. All right, well, it's look, yeah. I can see it's looking pretty blurry on your side. I don't know why that is. Don't know why that is at all. Anyway. Alrighty, guys. Well, if you guys have any questions, let me know. If you guys haven't done so, guys, go to mastertraderlab.com for your free trial, or John's flash sale to get your flash sale with the trading course that I'm giving away for a flash sale. Alrighty, guys. So if you have any questions, just let me know, and I'll put them in the chat box. But and we'll go from there. Let's have a look through here with the with that there. Okay, the charts look pretty good. Yeah. What do we have here? Gap in silver hourly this morning. Yeah, there was a bit of a gap this morning, wasn't there? SLV price, there was a bit of a gap, I think there was. Hourly. Yeah, I'm not too quite sure through there. It looks like a higher low to me. I feel like it's going to pump up a little and then drop next week. Yeah, you could be right. I try to stay away from what I think is going to happen, and I just say, okay, what is happening right now, and then continue to move forward with that. My opinion should be say, okay, what's the market telling me, instead of saying, well, I think this is going to happen next week, and so on and so forth. The more that we can, just focus on that as well too. Thanks for all your information you give. No problem. Change the definition. Cool. John, can you have a quick look at this definition of a trading plan and tell me if yours is the same? I don't even know. Well, there's nothing here. It doesn't really tell me anything here. My trading plan, Tim, simply means my trading plan is simply I wait for a trading setup, and then when the trading setup happens, I take that only. That's my trading plan, basically. I don't need a whole bunch of rules and regulations and all this sort of stuff. I just say, okay, what is my trading setup? And then I take that. That's my trading plan. I don't need a whole page to explain that. The 90% of your success is going to come down whether you are going to be patient and consistent enough at taking only the best of the best setups. That's what, yeah. That's basically what you want to look at there. So if you can be patient, if you know exactly what you're looking for, be consistent, disciplined, and patient. Patient meaning if you have to wait a whole month for a really good trade, then that's your job as a trader. That's your job as a trader, is to wait that long. And if you, and if you are, and on top of that, if you trade in a way where you're not trying to make a lot of money on every single trade, then you're going to have a very, very successful career. Because even though, even though even though you might have a trading plan and you might be consistent, disciplined, and patient, if you're trying to make a lot of money on every single trade, I guarantee that's going to blow you out of the water. Guarantee to blow you out of the water. My success long term has always come from being smart with my risk management, and then not expect to make a lot of money. But you know what? I'm getting in this, and when it runs on for me for a few days, if I'm trading daily chart, then I'm going to get out for a profit, and then I'm going to go repeat the process again. I'm not going to try and make 1,000% return on every trade. Now, there are some setups that have the potential to go for that, and I'll talk about that with my private clients. I would believe it to turn around if the day candles was flipped upside down. Okay. Or if that doesn't matter. The way it recovered and left a long tail. Well, it's not really a long tail. It's just a short body. That's all. It looks bullish to me. Well, it's definitely not bearish right now. Definitely not bearish. Does it if the market fits the definition of a head and shoulder? The top we made yesterday could be a right shoulder. Oh, yes. Yes. Oh, well, it could be right now. We don't know that for sure. But if we look at especially the Nasdaq, if we look at the Nasdaq could be forming that. So what I mean by that is you've got this left shoulder, you've got this head, and you've also got this right shoulder. So that's what could be forming right now. This actually does look like something like that to be forming. So, and you'll be able to see as if this thing starts to come down, then you'll be able to see, look, this is now a head and shoulder formation. And then if that's the case, if this was the head and shoulder formation, then projection is probably 5,200 level, probably minimum on that level there. Looking at the weekly chart, daily chart, we're not really getting a lot of good clear signals there. But that's the big picture there. That's looking at the weekly charts. Natural gas looks like it will hit a bottom of $2.50 area. Is it too risky to buy? Yeah. Why are you going to buy something just because it looks like it's at a good support level? You should be only getting in based on a trading setup. So natural gas, yeah. UGAZ. Why are people so interested in natural gas? This thing's getting bloody hammered right now. Like, don't try and pick a bottom. Don't try and buy the bottom. Wait for the market to change its trend. Jump on. Go with the river, okay? Go with the river. If the river is flowing down right now, don't try and jump in there and go upstream. You're only going to hurt yourself more times than not. I know someone said to me a while ago that, that they've been holding on to natural gas. And I'm just like, you're going against the market. The market is clearly on a big downward trend. The sellers are in control. Don't try and fight the market. It's not going to help you at all. It really isn't. So just go with the market. I'm not saying sell the market right now because that's risky as well too. But just because the thing is this, guys, just because something had a big spike, 3-4 months ago, it doesn't mean it's going to happen again. People think that's where people in the crypto market got wrong. Well, it's like, it spiked before and it's just gone down. Now it's getting ready for another big spike. No. Spiked up, got everyone long, and now it's back. Now it's getting hammered again. Don't fight the market. If the market is clearly lowering their prices, if you're looking at what I'm saying here, the market is clearly lowering their prices, UGAZ as well too. And don't fight the market. Don't fight it. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Do not fight the market. If you do, then you're always going to come on the handle because you're not smarter than the market. I'm not smarter than the market. You're trading with your ego. If the market is stepping down, sellers are lowering their prices with that market for whatever reason. Don't try and fight the market. Don't try and fight that. It's not going to help you at all. Did we break down from a rising wedge with negative divergence? On what market they're linking? Charts are sharp. Charts are sharp. Okay, cool. Charts are sharp. So that's basically what you want to look at there, guys, when looking at that there. Please, guys, don't fight the market, okay? What I mean by that is if the market is clearly low in their prices, you don't want to try and fight it. You don't want to try and go against that. You're only gonna do so. You're only gonna do yourself a dissatisfaction by doing that. Futures did. ES, NASDAQ still in a rising mode. Okay, cool. Cash is king though, guys. Cash is king. The futures may have done that, but for me, the cash is king, meaning that this chart here is the king. You might have the E-mini S&P in the futures market, and they may be doing something, yeah. But I mainly look at the cash markets to give me an idea because the cash is king, which means the S&P, the NASDAQ, and the Dow compared to those E-mini futures and so on and so forth. I hope that makes sense. Alrighty, guys. Well, that's it for me today. Hope you enjoyed today's session. Guys, if you haven't done so, go to mastertraderlab.com to get your free trial to the Master Trader Lab. And also make sure that you head on down to John's flash sale to get the flash sale with the trading course. Got a lot of question here. Wait for gold to go through 1350 if that's what your plan is. Do you have a long-term investing type of a setup you look for, or are you only short-term? DIO. Well, I have a trading setup that is based on the charts. So I just apply that trading setup to, say, a weekly chart, and then it gives me a bit more of a longer term. I'll probably be in it for a few weeks to a few months, maybe a bit longer. If I'm looking for more of a shorter term trade, or if I get a setup on the 2-minute chart, I'm going to be in it for maybe 20 minutes, maybe half an hour. If I get a setup on the daily chart, I'm probably going to be in it for maybe for a week or two. If I get a setup on the weekly chart, I'm probably going to be in it for a few months. So it just depends on. I don't change my setup. I just look for the exact same setup on different time frames, and so go from there. So, time to buy TVIX? No, Tiger. No. Because if you're getting in the TVIX right now, you're getting in based on what you think is a low point, and what you think is a good time to buy, and not based on some proven plan. Guys, please trust me on this one. If you're getting in based on what you think is a good idea, well, I think it's a good time to buy right now. It's like, no, you need to develop a trading plan. A trading plan is based on a trading setup. If you want to be in this market for a long, long time, you need to develop some sort of trading setup. Go back to yesterday's live session, and that'll teach you about what I'm talking about by having a trading setup and only waiting for that if you want to be in this market for a long, long time. So anyway, guys, that's it for me. Have an amazing day, and I will catch you next time.